Wait for a walk tour.
Hiçbir şekilde hiçbir araç kullanmadı. Denizleri dahi yüzerek geçti ve yüzme zamanı yeri geldi saatleri aştı, yeri geldi ayları aştı. Bu süre zarfında yüzerek karşıdan karşıya geçti. Şimdi röportaja geçiyoruz. What's your name?
My name is Karl Bushby. I'm currently walking from the southern tip of South America back to the United Kingdom. The idea is to do this, I guess you would call it a walk, around the world walk, without using any form of transport in assistance. And I cannot use any form of transport to advance. So I can't use any aeroplanes or any boats to cross the oceans, can't use any vehicles to get from place to place. So basically we've been walking now for about, well, the journey has taken 26 years to get from the bottom of South America. About 13 years of that have been walking, and the rest of it have been just overcoming many problems like pandemics, visa bans, financial crises, and organizing these very complicated sections where you have to cross these gaps. Like, for example, the Bering Straits, the Darien Gap between South Central America, the Bering Strait between America and Alaska, between Alaska and Siberia. For example, we had to swim across the Caspian Sea. All of these things take a lot of time. But all of that combined so far has got me to this point here, just shy of Istanbul, over the last 26 years, without breaking that route in any way. So all of it is on foot or swimming. 26,000, sorry, so America 60,000. So now we're about 47,000 plus kilometers at this point. Over about, I think it's like 90,560 something days. And feeding you, etc. And it's been pretty much like that. We've been received really well in Turkey, received a lot of hospitality, and our friend here as well, who's taken me and hosted me while I've been here. And so it's just been overwhelmingly friendly. Generally speaking, over the last 26 years around the world, I've found that all countries are the same. I mean, some of them are a little bit more welcoming than others, but generally speaking, the response has been overwhelming. 99.99999% of everybody that I have met has just been fantastic on the road, and I was always just wanted to help out, get me where I need to be, and that's been an incredible lesson that we've learned on the road. And maybe use that bridge to make that 1.5 kilometer gap. That then takes me from Asia, where I've been for a long time now, and puts me in the last stage of this journey, which is into Europe. And then eventually I'll get to the Channel Tunnel in France, and by that point we'll hopefully use the Channel Tunnel to get back from Europe to the UK, having done this complete journey without using any form of transport from the southern tip of South America back to the UK. And that's what this is all about. Rules. The first rule is that I cannot use any form of transport to advance. So I can't take transport from point A to point B on this journey. And the second rule is that I cannot go home until I arrive on foot, making it a permanent, consistent endeavor. So when things don't go right, when there are visa bans, when there are pandemics, when there are financial crises and you don't have sponsors, then you have to go somewhere to work it out. That's why it's taken so long, because sometimes you can take 2 or 3 years just to organize one of these gaps or to find the funding to keep moving. But we always stay on the ground and we always find a solution to that problem, and we've managed to keep going and overcome every obstacle that's been put in our way so far. for the last 26 years, 1 year left to get me home, and we're almost there. Being the Darien gap between Colombia and Panama, and then there was the Bering Strait, where we had to cross from Alaska into Russia, Siberia, or far northeast Russia during the winter or during the spring, using the ice best we could. Alaska, Siberia were quite difficult, quite dangerous. Colombia, very dangerous. There's been various